Thank you. It is a great honor for me to present the McCall-Pierpaoli Award to the former President of Portugal, Jorge Sampaio, and Dr. Vartan Gregorian. Just a word about President Sampaio, who he was not able to travel by air right now, so he couldn't be with us. In May 2013, when his term as High Representative for the Alliance of Civilizations ended, he was asked, "What's next? Are you going to retire?" President Sampaio looked questioningly at him and said, "What an odd idea. I'm accepting suggestions, but on one condition: propose something that will have an impact on people's lives, not just beautiful words, but actions with impact." 2 months later, he launched the Global Platforms for Syrian Students with just about €100 in the bank. 6 months later, a pilot group of 45 Syrian students arrived in Portugal to resume their university studies that had been disrupted by war. Elizabeth Galvin and I had the pleasure of meeting President Sampaio in August 2016 when we were in Portugal. He talked to us about the global platform and told us that he couldn't have done anything about this and achieved anything on the global platform without the help and support of Dr. Vartan Gregorian. Dr. Gregorian, it is an honor to have you with us this evening to accept the McCall-Pierpaoli Award and to personally thank you for your commitment to the Global Platform for Syrian Students. Dr. Gregorian, as the recipient of numerous fellowships and awards, including the Ellis Island Medal of Honor, the National Humanities Medal, and the Medal of Freedom, the nation's highest civil award, you have been decorated by the French, the Italian, the Portuguese, the Austrians, Armenians, and the US governments. You have served as the 12th president of the Carnegie Foundation of New York, and you previously served as president of Brown University, and as we all know, the New York Public Library. Dr. Gregorian, it is my honor to present the McCall-Pierpaoli Award to you and President Sampaio.
Thank you very much. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, congratulations, 40th anniversary of International Refugee Organization, which has done so much. Ambassadors, ministers, representatives of U.S. House of Representatives, as well as senators who are here, and friends many who are here. Years ago, I watched a Christmas pageant. The little girl was told on the stage when Joseph and Mary came to say, "No room at the inn." And the little girl could not lie. There was plenty of room at the inn. Said, "Welcome, where have you been?" And destroyed the pageant, but at the same time taught me a great lesson. We're all here today as Americans, many of us outsiders who came to belong to this nation, and both Validas and I, and Daria, born in Iran, but we're proud citizens of the United States, as are many of you. We're proud of our heritage, some 2,700 Iranian culture, Persian culture, and proud of my Armenian heritage, but none of this deterred us to have marriage ceremony with the United States of America, based on what Lincoln said, the covenant with the Constitution of the United States, which provided rights, with George Washington in the Toro Synagogue, saying, "Those of you are persecuted for religion, this is where you will not be persecuted for religion." America, immigrants who have come, they've come to be part of it, not apart from it. They've come to contribute not to detract. And that's what is important tonight to remember. I have been for 24 years member of Institute for Advanced Study Board of Directors. On last year, we celebrated anniversary of it, when in 1933 or 39, Institute of Advanced Study was created, established. The head of it published a book, small booklet, The Usefulness of Useless Knowledge. And everybody laughed, and some of you will also laugh. But the Institute was created for pure research. And guess who benefited from it? Einstein, von Neumann, many of them came from refugees from Germany to be residents of the United States and to create quantum mechanics as well as computers, first computer. 40,000 corporations began from that little event that happened at the Institute for Advanced Study. 38 to 40% of all Nobel Prize winners are foreign-born. Many executives, American institutions are very important. Tens of thousands of professors are in our universities, foreign-born, who love America and future generation. So I'd like to congratulate all of you for supporting this organization. I'm here also because of President Sampaio, my dear friend, member of Carnegie Corporation Board, because he is the hero, not I. Giving money is easy. Investing money is hard. And to have a visionary like President Sampaio to lead the campaign harder. President Sampaio, for me, presents the conscience of European culture, European humanism, Renaissance, Reformation, Enlightenment. He practices what he read, what he was taught. He does not peddle that as goods, but as ideals. And we in America should be grateful that there are people in Europe who embody, believe, and act on the centuries of culture and civilization, that humanity is one. And every fragment of humanity is God's creation, deserves the respect and the care. They're not animals, they're human beings. And we have to take care of them for the sake of our own religion, our religious beliefs and others, and also to give hope to humanity, all human beings, that together we are one. We have differences, religious differences, cultural differences, linguistic differences, all kinds of differences. But one thing unites us, if you're a believer, God created Adam and Eve, did not create 100 different Adams and Eve, some superior, some inferior, some colored, but non-colored. We are, as Persian said, Bani Adam, descendants of Adam and Eve. If you don't believe in God, humanistic values have taught that we're one. If you don't believe in humanistic values, you have to believe also whether you're socialist, conservative, liberal, radical, it does not matter. Everybody believes humanity is one humanity. We don't have 10 humanities. And America until now has been leader in humanities, especially since my benefactor, Andrew Carnegie, came as a refugee, came as an immigrant. Greatest contribution of Scotland to America was Andrew Carnegie. And he created 10 foundations which are contributing to American life. 3,000 libraries, 7,000 church organs in order not to allow ministers go overboard and dull the spirit of Christianity. So organ can play and stop the minister when he went overboard. Also, university, Carnegie Hall. What else you want Americans, what else you want refugees to do for this country? Andrew Carnegie did it. So last but not least, we have temples of learning, and we have temples of worship. All of them are important. We're one nation, as the saying goes, under God, indivisible. Let's keep that, but also let's have one just nation, one caring nation, which from childhood I knew. When I was in Tabriz, Iran, there was an American hospital, the only hospital in town. Only Memorial High School, American there, and tons of it. And now if you look today's American thing, you can see how many Iranian-born Americans are here, loving this country, dying for one. Just one day go to cemeteries, whichever one you like, and see how many immigrants have died for the United States. So give them a chance. Actor in humanity, give them hope, be part of humanity. Thank you very much.
We also have a message from President Sampaio.
Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, my dear friends, good evening to everyone. I deeply regret that I am not able to join you in person, but it gives me great pleasure to extend my warmest greetings to all of you and wish you a wonderful event, which I guess is very much like a family reunion. At a time when bitterness and disaffection are on the rise, we have to come together, speak up against intolerance, xenophobia, and racism, stand up with the most vulnerable, with men, women, and young people around the world, and join efforts to live up to their aspirations for a life in dignity and respect. This is what International Refugees has been doing for the last 40 years with the support of all of you, and thanks to the amazing leadership of Mrs. Eileen Shields-West and her team, to whom I should like to pay tribute. This is also what the Global Platform for Syrian Students, that I am proud to chair, is doing with its emergency scholarship program to allow young Syrians to complete their higher education and build hope for the future. My dear friends, I am both very moved and totally grateful for the McCall-Pierpaoli Prize that will be awarded to me and my dear friend Vartan Gregorian. Let me also congratulate Louise Arbour, one of the most passionate and dedicated human rights advocates I have ever met, for sharing this award with us, as well as all of the other laureates. In such good company, I sincerely feel stronger. Let's all together step up our shared responsibility for fostering peaceful, just, and inclusive societies which are free from fear and violence. Many thanks for your attention, and have a wonderful evening.
I forgot to mention that Carnegie Corporation has supported International Rescue, it supported Scholars Rescue, Institute of International Education, and we just made another $2.5 million for Syrian refugee scholarship, because knowledge has no frontiers, and President Sampaio has managed to find many European universities to provide home for Syrian refugees. If a nation is reconstructed, they need leadership, and we provide that leadership through our universities. So I'm delighted that we have touched so many lives, including the life of the person who's here this evening to play, because she's an IIE, Institute of International Education Fellow. And we did not decide whether they're Jewish, whether they're Muslim, whether they're Christian, Orthodox, Maronite, Protestant. We decided they're refugees with the same destiny, the same challenge, and the same hope, and the same potential. So thank you very much for having us on behalf of